Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, DIY Decor. Today I have a couple of St. Patrick Day DIYs I want to share with you. So this is a tinsel shamrock form I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to unwrap all of this tinsel. Now I do save my tinsel off of these forms because they make great vase fillers or fillers for gift bags. So now once all the tinsel is off, I'm going to take some pliers and I'm just going to snip off those little plastic prongs. Now be careful because these can go flying everywhere. I had a couple to pop me in the face, so maybe you want to wear some protective eye gear. But scissors can work just as well on this, and for the stem part I do use scissors to just trim off those other plastic prongs. Now I'm going to start wrapping this with some jute twine. This twine is a little bit thicker than you get from the Dollar Tree. This came on a roll from Walmart, but I'm just going to pinch the ends together and glue them together, and then that gives me a good base to glue to the end of the stem so that I can start wrapping. And I just wrap all the way up the stem. And once I get up to the end of the stem, I just start on one leaf and wrap all the way around it. And then I go to the next leaf and the next leaf. I do a couple of wraps in the middle as well. I add hot glue here and there as needed, especially in the curves of the leaves because the twine wanted to slip down. Now this did take quite a while to wrap. But this was the look that I wanted to go for. But you definitely could add thicker twine or even the rope from the Dollar Tree, or you could have even wrapped it with ribbon, and that would have made the process go by much faster. And when I get finished, I just secure it in the back with some hot glue and snip off the excess twine. And then I just take a lighter and burn all the little frizzies off. I do add a little bit extra flame time to it. I wanted that kind of burnt, darker color to come through to make it look a little bit more rustic. Alright, so I want to make a scrap bow for my little shamrock. So I'm just going to take some various ribbons that I have on hand, and I'm cutting these down to about 16 inches. This little gold ribbon, I got this at the Dollar Tree during Christmas time. So remember, it doesn't matter what season you get your ribbons, you're still able to incorporate them into other seasons as well. After I get all my ribbons cut, I fold them in half and I cut them again. And then I start laying them down, just crisscrossing them over top of each other. And then I will take a piece of jute twine and tie it in the back, getting it as tight as I can. I think I tied it about 3 times. And then I go through and ducktail all of the ends of the ribbons. And then you'll see me take and kind of give it a good shake. That kind of just helps fluff up the bow a little bit. But as with all bows, you're still going to want to move some of your ribbons around and fluff it up some more, give it some more shaking or whatever to make it look more like a bow. Then once I am satisfied with my bow, I just take and tie it to the center of my shamrock form. And then I just snip off the excess twine. And I grab a little flower that I got from the Dollar Tree and I hot glue it to the center. I think one of the little styrofoam shamrocks or coins that they have at the Dollar Tree would be cute in the center of the bow, or even a little button would be cute. Now this is completed, and you can hang this as is, or it would look really pretty hanging on a already existing wreath form. I also thought about taking and adding some lace behind those leaves. I think that would be cute too. You guys let me know what you think. This next project, this is one of the signs from the Dollar Tree, and I just pulled all these little shamrocks off, and I'm going to give them a good sanding, trying to get as much of that glitter off as I can. And then we're going to use some Mod Podge, and we are going to be Mod Podging some fabric. Now you could use the other side of it, but I kind of like my projects to be clean on the back side, so I didn't do that, but you totally could. Or you could paint over these, because some of that color, that pre-existing color, is going to show through the fabrics. But I'm just using various fabrics that I have on hand. A lot of these are just the 99-cent fat quarters that come from Walmart, or it's material that I already have on hand. My mom sews a lot, so she gives me a lot of extra pieces of fabric that she has, which is a plus plus for me. And after they dry, I'm just taking this X-Acto knife. I got this from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to trim around the edges of all of the shamrocks. And then I'm going to take the sanding block from the Dollar Tree, and I go over the edges. Now, not only does this clean up the little strings, but it does make the edges a little bit more jagged, but that's kind of the look I was going for, because I really like that more rustic, primitive look to my decorations and my crafts. So you can see here that the edges are much cleaner than they were. If you look up close though, you can see that there's still a little fraying on the end, and that's what I was talking about by being a little bit more rustic or a little bit more primitive looking. So once I get all of these finished, I go ahead and add some Mod Podge to the top of these and let that dry. And then these letters come from the Dollar Tree. I'm trying to find a U, and I did not have a U in my stash, so I just take the Q and trim it down to somewhat of a U. I think this would be so cute if I had like a miniature horseshoe for the U. Of course I did not, but we're going to make it work. I do leave these just that raw natural wood, and I'm going to glue each one of the letters to the center of the shamrocks. And then I'm going to start stacking these. And I'm using this little round wood slice. This came from Arteza. And I'm going to glue the K, the shamrock that has the K to it. I just had this little piece of scrap wood that I'm going to glue to the back to give it more support. You could use one of the little square blocks from the Dollar Tree as well. And then I'm just going to start putting these kind of sort of where I like them at, and then just glue them to one another. And then I'm taking this little gingham ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm just trying to figure out where I want it. I put it at the bottom, then went to the top, then decided to go ahead and put it on the C. And I will show you what that looks like completed in just a minute. Now, using these cubes from the Dollar Tree, I'm just using regular black paint. This is apple barrel paint, so it's not getting a great coverage. I do give these a coat, let it dry, and then give them another coat, but you can still see some of the numbers showing through. I was trying to find my chalk paint, and I realized that it was in my classroom. So That probably would have been better, but we're using what we got. Now I'm going to find some numbers. These numbers came from the Dollar Tree. So I was looking for a 1 and a 7. I didn't have a 1, so I used an I to make a 1. I decided to make this double-sided, so I also tried to find a 1 and a 4. And again, I didn't have a 1, so I took an H to cut down to make another number 1. Now, the 1 and 7, I just use apple barrel green paint that I had to paint those numbers, and then I picked a pink to do the 1 and the 4. And then once they are dry, I'm going to glue the 1 and 7 to one side of the box, and then the 1 and the 4 to the other side. So now you could use this for Valentine's Day and then easily flip them over and have them for St. Patrick's Day as well. And once these are finished, it would be smart to go ahead and cover these with some type of protective coating like Mod Podge or whatever, because that black paint will easily scratch off of the blocks. And here are the last two DIYs together. You could use these separately or together. Both of these would work with tier trays as well. I hope you like these. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or what you would have done differently. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed, do that as well. And I will see you guys next time.